Or is it a micropecker? And how funny would that be? This fucking massive human with a micropecker, that is how you know God is real.
It's hardcore. It's uncensored. It's On Your Mark with Mark E. Xtreme.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the most extreme hardcore wrestling podcast there is that I've ever found. It's On Your Mark, and I'm Skeeter Skyflyer. I'm your co-host. Hello. I will be here in training and podcasting, much like I do in wrestling, from the most wonderfulest humanitarian and also a guy who bleeds more than I think even the great Muda, Mark E. Xtreme.
There ain't nobody that can bleed more than me on this effing whole planet. Well, no, actually, I take that back. Tammy can bleed a lot more than... I'm getting sick to my stomach. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark. Xtreme, 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion and owner, and top of all that hot ass, smooth ass, bloody ass shit, I am the host of On Your Mark, and every Friday via Dragon Wagon Radio we are giving you the best wrestling podcast on the podcast airwaves, because there ain't nobody that can give you a podcast like I can. We are deep diving into topics, giving you an uncensored perspective that you've never heard before, because you know why, Skeeter?
Why?
Because there ain't nobody that can give you a perspective like I can, because the things I've seen, the things I've done, and the fucks I've fucked, it'll make a old man quiver. And I tell you what, this week will be no different, because, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark E. Xtreme.
And this episode's no different. Sorry if you're an old man, but you gonna quiver, because this is an episode about the Great Khali. All
right. Hell yeah. You know what? I like the Great Khali.
You do?
Hell yeah. Fucking big, just massive human, probably ripped his mama's vagina on the way out. Done, fucking beast. I can't wait to dive into him, give you my perspective.
Can't get it too sweet.
You never, ever going to get too sweet from me. Put your fucking hand down.
I just thought I picked a topic that you're into. That should get too sweet.
No, I deem who gets the too sweets, because I'm Bullet Club NWO for life.
Well, before we get into the Great Khali, we got to thank Dragon Wagon Radio for keeping this podcast uncensored, so that way Marky Xtreme can get all the swears out of his body.
Fucking...
And Apple Podcasts, be sure to rate and review the show on there. If you're already listening on it, it just takes you less than 2 minutes. You go on there, give a rating. 5 stars would be excellent, like Rob Van Dam's Frog Splash. And then write a little review, write a little something. That helps out the show a whole bunch, helps move it up into the top rankings, and helps other people see the show. And it's just good stuff. And then on occasion, Marky Xtreme gives away a free t-shirt. Isn't that right, Marky Xtreme?
Yeah, when I fucking want to, when people deserve it. But you know what? If you're listening, and you've been listening since beginning over a year, and you haven't given a review yet, you know what? Suck my asshole. Because you know what? We're giving you free fucking best wrestling podcast content for every week. And you skid marks need to march your happy ass on over to iTunes, leave a rating and review, because it helps the podcast, and you'll get a free t-shirt.
Please.
No.
Or please.
No.
Please. Also go to patreon.com/OYM show. That's another great way to help support the show, where you can get all sorts of fun stuff. You can get a replica BWE title belt. You can get you can watch Xtreme watch alongs. You can also get Xtreme shout outs on this very podcast. Isn't that right, Marky Xtreme?
Oh, that's right, Skeeter Skyflyer. You know, it's one of the most valuable perks in the entire world of wrestling. You know, show me one thing that's more valuable, WWE treasure hunters. And, you know, the only way to get it is to be a skid mark on our Patreon page. And the shout outs this week are as follows. Bruce Harmeyer, Melissa Mayette, Jason K, Lame Brain, Flocka171AC, Dylan Hinton, Tim Redbeard, Spot the Magic Ninja, Liam McLee, Rick Conley, Tom, Mr. Blix, and Miguel Diaz. Well, there you have it, Skeeter. Those are the people that keep the roof over the backyard and the food on the table before I buy some motherfuckers through it. And if you want to be a part of that prestigious list that's cooler than the Bullet Club and too sweeter than the NWO, then march your happy ass on over to patreon.com/OYM show.
Well, let's get into it. The Great Khali. Great Khali, mighty is he in WWE. I love that song at Aladdin.
That's not how the lyrics of that song go.
Yes, about the Great Khali.
No, it's Great Prince Khali, put my son free, I'm a fuck babies.
I don't think so.
That, yeah.
I don't think they said swears in Aladdin.
I've seen the fucking movie.
They say, Great Khali, mighty is he in WWE. He's a champ and he fought John Cena.
That is not the lyrics.
Pretty sure that's the lyrics.
It's not the fucking lyrics. Move on.
Okay. Great Khali, born Dalip Singh Rana on August 27th, 1972 in, Dariana, Himachal. He was born in India. That's where he was born.
Yeah, duh.
Being one of the 7 siblings of a poor family, he had to do odd jobs to make ends meet, even working as a Punjab police officer. Why didn't Khali wrestle as the biggest boss man?
It's a good question. Maybe he wasn't the biggest boss man at the time. You know, he didn't come out as big. I mean, he came out big. I've seen pictures. But he didn't come out as the biggest yet. You know, so maybe he wasn't the biggest boss man.
You think they have bigger policemen in Punjab?
Probably. You know, people come out bigger there. You know, it might be something in the water. I would love some Punani water to try to get a little bit bigger if anybody has a hookup. But, you know, it's probably, you know, he just wasn't big enough yet.
Under the ring name Giant Singh, he became a professional wrestler for All Pro Wrestling, that's APW in the United States, and making his first appearance in October 2000 when teaming with Tony Jones against the West Side Players. Then Rana came to San Francisco. He signed a contract with WCW and spent 8 months there until WCW was bought by the rival promotion, World Wrestling Federation. Can you imagine how cool Giant Singh would have been in WCW in 2000? He could have been in the NWO. He might have saved Nitro. He might have even been great friends with Judy Bagwell.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, what ifs. You know, in this business, or the list is longer than the Declaration of Independence. And I think, you know, the thought of what could have been with the Great Khali and WCW is just mind-blowing, you know. He is a massive, massive beast. You know, he can... The things he can do...
What's the matter?
I can't... Fuck, Skeeter. I'm literally trying to fucking think of.
He could have been one of Scott Steiner's freaks.
No, holy shit. What is he? What can he do? What can he do?
What can't he do?
No. Go back. Think. You know, we're going ahead here in this episode a little bit.
Go back.
He's big.
John Cena, episode 1.
Stop. That's not what I mean. What I mean is
Young
go,
Bucks, episode 2.
Shut the fuck up. Listen to me right now. Hey, over here.
Hello. Can't get too sweet.
Fucking put your hand down.
Oh.
No, what I mean is go back and through his career and think about he's big, but what the fuck has he done? What can he do? What can he do other than be big?
Well, everything he does is real strong because he's big.
Is he though? His fucking his poor baby legs look like they're about to break all the time.
Yeah, but they don't.
Do you know that?
He's like a real life Groot.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is, 'cause he's like a big tree man. And most of the stuff he says probably is I am Groot, or I am great, or I am Khali.
Okay, you know, and this is also, okay, fucking my head up a bit because I'm sitting here like, okay, putting him in, you know, he was in WCW second, so it could have been cool to see him against, you know, all this, but he's just big. He's not like it's not like he was like Kevin Nash or something, you know, because Kevin Nash would go out there, he's fucking massive, and then he could pick. Fuck.
What?
What the fuck did Kevin Nash?
He did the thing with his hands, and he look at you, and he sizes you up. He's like, "Oh, where are you?"
Yeah, but that's
you
not
fit in between my hands.
It's not really doing much.
He flipped his hair. That was fun.
Oh my God, my whole reality is crumbling. What cool shit has any big guy ever really fucking done, Skeeter?
Just Sid Vicious. He's cool.
I need a second. Continue.
As Giant Singh, he received an offer from New Japan Pro Wrestling by Team 2000 leader Masahiro Chono, along with another big man, Giant Silva. They were the tallest tag team in professional wrestling history at an average height of 7 foot, 2.5 inches, and a combined weight of 805 pounds, teaming up for the first time ever at the Tokyo Dome when labeled as Club 7 by Chono, defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kenzo Suzuki, Wataru Onoi, Yutaka Yoshi, in a handicap match when Silva pinned Tanahashi and Inoue at the same time. That is so huge. Is bigger always better, Marky Xtreme?
What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about Great Khali, and then we're also talking about them as a
because
tag
I don't
team.
know anymore. You know, I used to think that being a wrestler, bigger always mean better. At certain other things, yes, it does mean bigger is better. Fucking peckers, bigger is always better. Buffets, bigger is always better. Girlfriends, bigger is always better. Twinkies, bigger is always better. But I used to think wrestlers, bigger is always better. Now I don't really fucking know anymore. This episode has fucked my head up.
I think it's been a great episode so far.
Well, no, it hasn't. Newsflash.
The Great Khali is 7'3", 420 pounds. Do they even sell pajamas for his size?
Of course they do, you insensitive fuck.
Where?
It's fucking whatever the name of that store, Gary's Big and Tall or whatever it is.
Great Khali goes to Gary's Big and Tall?
I don't know if it's Gary's. What is it fucking called? Something Big and Tall, Marshall's Big and Tall, or some fucking shit. Anyways, yes,
Gary
they have,
Marshall's Big and Tall?
Not Gary. Who's Gary Marshall?
I don't know. I heard the name before, but maybe it's Gary Marshall's
Maybe it is.
Big and
I don't
Tall.
know. Gary Marshall's Big and Tall, and you know they have fucking bigger stuff for bigger dudes. I have to buy underwear from Gary Marshall's Big and Tall.
Why?
Because I need the package space.
But you're not that tall.
No, I'm talking about my back.
It's not that tall neither.
You've never really seen it. I mean, you've
That's-
never really seen it.
Yes, I have.
No, you've seen it.
Yeah.
No, listen, stop. You've seen it
Yes.
before. You know, okay, you know how I get all pumped up before I go to the ring?
Yeah, you hit yourself in the face with a chair a lot.
Same thing with my pecker. I hit it with a chair a lot. And then
Why?
Because that's what it takes now after all the years of abuse to get pumped up. And then don't I always look different after I get pumped up?
Yeah, your face starts bleeding.
Same thing with my Pekka. It starts bleeding, but it's ready to fucking fight.
Instead of going to Gary Marshall's Big and Tall, shouldn't you go to the hospital because it's bleeding a bunch?
Have I ever gone to the hospital?
No.
Exactly. And look at me.
On January 2nd, 2006, Rana became the first Indian professional wrestler to be signed to a contract by World Wrestling Entertainment. Mark Xtreme, I'm confused. How can the Great Khali be the first ever Indian professional wrestler in WWE when Tatanka was there beforehand?
Whoa. Slippery, sloppily slope, PC 2021. You're trying to get us canceled. Tatanka was indigenous.
No, that's Bob Sparkplug Holly.
Oh fuck! I needed to.
He drove the cars with the engines.
Hey, beep, shut the fuck up. Listen, everyone listening at home, this is a legal disclaimer. The shit that comes out of Skeeter's Skyflyer mouth is no way associated with Marky Xtreme. He is a dumb bitch. Legally, I am not in any way, shape, or form associated with him. Continue, Skeeter.
This didn't clarify anything for me.
Okay, Tatanka indigenous. Great Khali is from India, so that makes him Indian.
I think you're confusing Tatanka with Bob Sparkplug Holly, because he would drive the cars with the engines.
I can't do this anymore.
What
if I just quit this podcast?
Oh, that'd be weird.
What would you do? What would you do?
It'd be weird in the intro because then I'd throw to you and then it'd be quiet, and then I'd be asking questions all throughout the show, and then it wouldn't.
So if I quit, you would just continue doing the podcast with just nobody to bounce off.
Well, maybe I'd reach out to Bob Sparkplug Holly so that way I could get some clarification on him being indigenous. That'd be a good episode.
This is atrocious.
With Daivari as his manager, the unnamed Singh debuted on the April 7th episode of SmackDown, attacking The Undertaker. The following week on SmackDown, he was introduced as the Great Khali, and Daivari explained that he finally had a client who would destroy The Undertaker after Muhammad Hassan and Mark Henry had previously failed. Khali and The Undertaker were set to fight at the Great American Bash in a Punjabi prison match, but Khali was not medically cleared, so he was replaced by The Big Show. Marky Xtreme, have you ever been in prison?
You know the answer to this. Why are you asking me this?
Because this is like a tell-all where...
I can't talk about my time in prison.
So that's a yes. Why don't you tell us about your time in prison?
I'm not going to talk about it, okay? It was a misfucking understanding. I had to take a shit. I didn't realize it was a fucking kindergarten playground. You know, they should put signs that say don't shit here. You know, but when you got to go, you got to go. And I didn't know that there were fucking kids playing. I didn't see them. It just, it was after a BWE event, so I had fucking blood all over my face, couldn't see shit. And so apparently I traumatized the children because a bloody man runs up screaming at them, pulls his pants down, and fucking diarrhea's all over the slide. And to tell me that the slide and the porta potty look different, fuck your asshole. No, they are the same fuck. A slide in a porta potty is basically the fucking same thing. And no, I didn't hear that the kid underneath me as I was taking a fucking diarrhea shit. And he's in therapy right now, and I'm having to pay for that, and I'm having to do hours of community service, and I can't ever legally go on a fucking kindergarten playground ever again. Well, put signs up that says this is not a public restroom, bitch.
The one part I have trouble understanding with that is how many bathrooms do you go to where you have to climb a ladder to use it?
I've been to a lot of bathrooms, a lot of different places. And, you know, in my eyes, the world is a bathroom. It's all Mother Nature.
It just seems like if you thought it was a bathroom, you wouldn't have to climb a ladder because that would probably lead to a slide.
Tell that to a little person.
To Hornswoggle?
Sure. You think that motherfucker doesn't have to climb a ladder to get up on the toilet? That's insensitive, and you're going to be canceled.
I guess that makes sense. That's a good point.
You know what also makes sense, Skeeter?
With that.
Everybody listening at home, going over to the Dragon Wagon Radio On Your Mark t-shirt shop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get one of the sick exclusive On Your Mark podcast t-shirts, there's only one place you can do it, and it's at OnYourMarkShow.com. Skeeter, Skyflyer, tell the fine skid marks listening at home about some of the exclusive t-shirts at the OnYourMarkShow.com store.
I'd be happy to, Marky Xtreme. Well, there's some great stuff there. Like everyone these days loves being a luchador. So you can get yourself one of them masks. There's great masks of the podcast. And then also there's even an e-mask that looks like Marky Xtreme's very famous shirt. So that's there. You can get a mask with that. You can also get a mask with us on the front there of Marky Xtreme and Skeeter Skyflyer. You can also get mugs. And you can get t-shirts of the Backyard Club Toll Ride, which I hear is a hot selling t-shirt. And then even a Shake Weight Class t-shirt, all exclusively at OnYourMarkShow.com. You can get them shirts there.
Exclusive shirts you're not going to find anywhere else. Get your On Your Mark shit today.
What is more great, the Great Khali or the Great American Bash?
Well, I used to think I would have probably said the Great Khali, but after, expanding my mind a bit and thinking about it a bit deeper, my perspective on being big, Skeeter, is changed a bit in this episode. And you know what? I've never thought about this or said this before, but I don't know that I want to be as big as I am anymore. I might need to have height surgery.
You gonna get short?
I do what I have to do, and I got a guy that can do it for cheaper.
Who the guy?
I can't tell you that. I can't say it publicly, or everybody's gonna go to him.
You think everybody gonna want to get short after this episode?
Being short is the new thing. Okay. Nobody wants to be big. Obviously, as I've learned in this episode.
I thought everybody wants to be big.
No, not anymore. It's a small man's business now.
Like X Division?
Yeah, exactly.
And 205 Live?
I mean, what's cool about me is I can do all these things, but I'm just big, so that's the only thing that holds me back. So maybe that's what's held me back all these years, because it's not big man's business anymore, clearly. And so maybe I need to go through with that height surgery.
Well, you've been saying that I'm not big. I'm not going to get big enough so I can never wrestle. And being a cruiserweight's dumb, but I've always been a cruiserweight. So now am I ready to wrestle?
No. There's other things, many other things that hold you back, Skeeter. But this might be the one only thing that holds me back. And this is a lot of emotional things to process.
New segment. What E gonna do? Marky Xtreme, I know you're an undefeated backyard wrestling champion, and you've been able to reverse and overcome every opponent's move that's ever been put on you. So maybe you're wondering, like, oh, what's Khali really do? Well, we're going to find out. So Marky Xtreme, what's E gonna do against the Great Khali's Khali Vice Grip?
Okay, first of all, didn't approve this segment, didn't know it was going to happen, and, so it's not an official segment. But if, the Khali vice was put on my head, I would probably, pull out a fucking steak knife and saw his wrists off by the wrist.
Wow. Okay. See, I've never seen anybody do that before. And that was a devastating move where Great Khali grabbed both his hands.
And I'm not done yet. I would then take his hand and cut off all the fingers and put one in one ear, one in his other ear, one in his nose, another in his other nose, one in his eye hole, one in his other eye hole, one in his mouth hole, one in his butthole, one in his pee-pee hole. And then you just have the nub of the hand left. So I would cook it and I would feed it to, a stray dog because I care about animals. Peter.
Man, that's a bit much, don't you think? Just to try
I
and
think
reverse.
ahead.
All right. Well, I guess it works. Marky Xtreme, what's he gonna do against the Khali chop?
I'd move out of the way. And so he would fall down and then I would, again, cut off his wrist, shove his hand up his asshole, shove his fingers up all his other holes. Don't fuck with me.
That's good. The Undertaker didn't even do that.
Yep.
Marky Xtreme, what's he gonna do against the Khali bomb?
I've taken several power bombs in my career, but if he was able to, I don't know, he has the strength to after my discoveries on this episode, but if he was able to get me up there and my pecker was near his face, I would tempt him with my luscious pecker, and that would, distract him tremendously to the point where he would take off his clothes, want to have sexual intercourse with me, which is totally fine. I'm not judging, because it's 2021. I am woke. But then I would cut off his wrist, shove it up his asshole, take his fingers and shove them up all the other holes.
I mean, that's clearly why you're still the champ, and that's what you gonna do.
Not an official segment.
Does that change how you feel about Great Khali? Because he's got all them moves.
No, it really doesn't, because yes, any motherfucker can chop somebody in the head, but can he fucking do it after a moonsault? No. So he's, he's big, but what has he done? That's the moral of this episode is just because you're big doesn't mean shit. And I'm fucking traumatized.
EC Dub.
No, easy dub.
The Great Khali and Davari were moved to the ECW brand
fuck
officially.
off. Suck my ass, you fucking dick ass bitch. Fake ECW, not real. It's WWECW. Everybody listening at home, Skeeter's a fucking cunt dick, and he fucking, I love WWECW. Suck my asshole, you bitch.
They were moved there when ECW debuted on October 31st of ECW on Sci-Fi. Spooky. ECW original on the home of ECW Sci-Fi, The Great Khali. Why didn't The Great Khali win the ECW championship?
I am going to pretend you didn't even fucking ask that question. That is sacrilegious in the wrestling business, Skeeter. But I will, you know what? I'll answer it because I'm a professional. Great fucking Khali didn't fucking win the ECW title because it wasn't, one, legally the real ECW title. Two, he's not fucking Extreme.
I think he's pretty extreme. He's extremely big.
That is not Extreme.
He's way bigger than Test. And Test was an ECW.
Oh, jump off of a fucking moving airplane. Please. I'm over this shit. Skeeter, The WWE ECW that was in WWE was not the real ECW. Get it through your fucking thin skull.
That doesn't make sense because it said ECW. Paul Heyman was on it. Rob Van Dam was the champion of it. I mean, our truth is in the pudding.
I'm not going to do this again. If anybody wants to go back and listen to my thoughts on, the WWE ECW, there you can listen to several past episodes. But Great Khali was not extreme enough to be the ECW champion.
On the June 11th episode of Monday Night Raw, as part of the 2007 WWE Draft, Khali was drafted to SmackDown as the brand's first draft pick. In July, Edge vacated the World Heavyweight Championship due to injury, and a 20-man battle royal was held for the title on the July 20th edition of SmackDown, which Khali won after eliminating both Kane and Batista in one move and won his first World Heavyweight Championship. Marky Xtreme, what's your strategy in winning a battle royal?
Well, I have several different strategies, but I kind of, examine what's happening that night, who I'm going up against. But usually I just go out there and I fucking, I chug a couple fucking Red Bulls before I go to the ring, and I just run out there sprinting and just start throwing bitches over the top rope. It's not rocket science. What else do I do? Of course, the objective is to be last man standing, and that's what I do every time. Never lost a battle royal.
Isn't that a last man standing match?
No, those are two different matches. Last man standing is when the two guys are out there and there's one guy left standing.
Yeah, but that's what you said you do in a battle royal. You won't be last man standing.
It's fucking different. Fucking stop it. Stop. You always do this dumb shit.
I'm trying to understand what all this is because this is a wrestling show.
This is why you're never going to be a wrestler, because you don't know the difference between battle royal and last man standing.
I don't know the difference between your strategies because you want to be last man standing in a battle royal. That's what you want to do a last man standing match. And just because I don't know about the engines of Tatanka and Bob Sparkplug Holly, that doesn't make no sense. I'm walking away more confused in this episode than I've ever walked away.
Me too.
Well, if we're both confused, then how are we going to move forward?
Well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just stop. It would make my life a little bit easier. I could go take this shit that's already started.
That's what?
90% of the episodes, I got to take a shit. These run way too fucking long, so I start the shit. What's wrong with that? Everybody does it.
What do you mean you start it?
I start it, and then I finish it when I get to the bathroom. Or whatever bathroom I make, because Mother Nature, like I said.
But what? You started it if you just pooed your pants?
No. Little bit of a log comes out. I hold on to it, and then let it fall out when I get to wherever it needs to have its final resting place.
Is it in your hands right now?
No, it's hanging off my asshole. In my boxers. What are boxers for? Holding your shits until you're ready to let them go.
I use tighty whities.
Well, it's same thing. So it's just underwear is just made so it holds your shit until it's ready to fall out.
That sounds like you poo your pants.
No, pooing your pants is for it to fall out completely. I have full control over my asshole, and so when the fucking shit comes out, I can hold it until I'm ready for it to let go. It's like, it's an overwhelming feeling. I got to shit. So if you let a little bit out, it's like, okay, it tricks your brain a little bit that you have shitted. But when you're as fucking in control as your body as I am, then I can like hold on to it with my butthole.
This sounds gross.
It's Mother Nature. Fucking grow up.
The Great Khali had to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Rey Mysterio and Batista in a triple threat match at Unforgiven, where Khali's 61-day reign ended after being beaten by Batista. Khali challenged Batista to a rematch in the second ever Punjabi prison match at No Mercy, where Khali lost by failing to escape the Punjabi prison before Batista. How is the Great Khali so bad at Punjabi prison matches? He can't get medically cleared to be in the first one, and then the second one he's too slow?
Even though he is a big Dude, and we've learned that, what can he really do? Punani Prison is nothing to shake a stick at. And they're a terrifying match. We've created our own Punani Prison in Backyard Wrestling Entertainment. You gathered a lot of sticks and shit from the local woods, and it was, we all left with fucking ringworm and poison ivy, and it was a fucking devastating night. But I still left with a belt, and I forget what you said because I really wasn't fully paying attention. But did Khali leave with the belt after this one?
No.
Oh, well, yeah, who did?
Batista.
Okay, well, you know what Batista should have done with that belt after?
What?
He should have sold it at Gary the King Baller's Pawn Shop. Skeeter, Skyflyer. Gary, our BW superstar, has a side job. He owns his own pawn shop. I don't know why he needs a side job. He's thriving in Backyard Wrestling Entertainment. But he has his own pawn shop, so we're going to support it and promote it on our podcast. Tell the fine listeners at home about Gary the King Baller's Pawn Shop.
Gary King Baller's Pawn Shop is open 23 hours a day, 6 days a week, and it's so great that if you ever need quick cash, if you got to sell your mom's jewelry, or you gotta sell your dad's car and you need cash real fast, Gary King Baller is there most of the time, most of the time, and it's great. He's so friendly. The staff is wonderful. They almost all the light bulbs in the shop work. So if you're also shopping for things, you can see most of it in the light of the shop, but otherwise you can go up to the front counter. Be aware, Gary the King Baller and all staff do carry guns. So be aware of that before you try haggling or trying to rob the place.
It's Gary the King Baller's Pawn Shop on the corner of Scenic Highway and 17. It's the building with the weird yellow paint. So go sell or get your shit.
On October 3rd, 2008, Daredevil Johnny Knoxville aired an interview with Khali and his translator on his website, Jack.
Say it, bitch.
Jackbuttworld.com.
Jackass. Hell yeah, Jackass.
World.com.
Yeah. My name is Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
But when Knoxville asked about Khali's tallywhacker, he became upset and threatened to tip the interview table onto Knoxville. Khali later invited Knoxville to attend the October 13th episode of Raw, where Knoxville was attacked by Khali, WWE diva Beth Phoenix, and Hornswoggle. Marky Xtreme, what's a tallywhacker?
Oh my God. Skeeter, a tallywhacker is your penis, your dick. You may not know what that is yet or what its purpose is other than pee-peeing, but it serves a greater purpose.
They were talking about Great Khali's wiener?
Yes, his fucking penis, his dick.
Why?
I'm assuming it's what, Johnny Knoxville was just wondering the same thing everybody else is wondering. Is it a fucking massive pecker? Or is it a micro pecker? And how funny would that be? This fucking massive human with a micro pecker, that is how you know God is real.
What?
God is real and has a sense of, or I meant to say, yes, how you know God has a sense of humor, because he would make somebody that massive with a tiny micropecker. Gosh, that's funny in my head.
Wait. Now, you talked about on the show about micropeckers in the past.
When? What are you talking about?
You have said that, Marky Xtreme, that you have a micropecker.
What the funny? Fuck? When have I ever said that? First of all, I don't say, anything. I've never lied in my life. I've never said anything that's not untrue, because legally I can't. And so why would I say that?
Uh-oh, Pinocchio. I think that was a lie.
What the fuck? Uh-oh, Pinocchio. What the hell just happened? What is that?
I think if you were Pinocchio's, your nose would grow.
I'm not lying.
About never lying.
I've never lied.
Haven't you lied about lying before?
No, I don't. I'm an honest American man, and I've never lied in my life. Why do I need to lie? My life is perfect.
All right, let's have a lie detector test.
Oh, like, do you have one?
Yeah, do you love Tammy? Your girlfriend, Tammy, not your mom.
Fuck. Because I'm just thinking, like, what if Nia Jax happens to be listening to this episode? No, I don't. Fucking there you have it. There goes the end of that Tammy relationship, and on to the next one. But no, I don't, because I can't. You know what, Skeeter? You know why I can't risk my future of the potential of Nia Jax listening to this episode, falling in love with me, running off, starting a family, having our own Samoan dynasty, me being welcomed into it. Can't risk that. So I'm sorry, Tammy. We'll break up. Won't be the first time.
Well, I'm glad that you're a truth teller, and I'm glad I was wrong. So, yeah, you are an honest man.
Okay, thanks.
Khali then became super fun. Khali would come out and dance, and his manager Ranjan Singh hosted the weekly Khali Kiss Cam, where Singh would summon women from the audience to kiss the great Khali. Mark Xtreme, you tried something like that around the same time with the Mark E. Munch movies he used to do during BWE shows. You want to explain what happened with that?
Okay, first of all, ladies and gentlemen listening at home, this was before I was woke, before I, didn't, before the cancels existed. And I experimented one night with Marquis Munch Cam, which, a lot of women, they enjoy Kernalingus. And so I was just going to go out there and offer them free of charge just an enjoyable, quick 10-second Kernalingus. And it did not go over well. I quickly realized it was very inappropriate. And you know what? I've grown since then. It's 2021. It's PC. Well, I'm woke, and I would never ever even consider doing that again. I'm not the same person.
If it was popcornlingus, then maybe I'd have some.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Things are about to get a little dark. So parents, take your children and put them to sleep. On the May 28th, 2001, Brian Ong died after receiving a flapjack wrestling move from the Great Khali. Ong had suffered a previous concussion during the session, but the trainers gave him a lower evaluation for not avoiding injuries and told him to continue training. In addition, it was proven that Ong did not receive protective gear or supervision by All Pro Wrestling, and his second concussion ultimately proved fatal for him. And Singh inadvertently causes death. Ong's family brought a lawsuit against APW. APW was found liable for recklessness after less than a day of deliberations, awarding the Ong family for damages of over $1.3 million. Mark Xtreme, this makes me worry about you. You've had a lot of concussions. Brian Ong tragically died getting 2 in a day. Does this make you reconsider your extreme lifestyle?
Okay, first of all, Skeeter, I'm built different. None of these things could ever happen to me, will ever happen to me. And, this is really sad. Somebody that comes and, pays to learn this business and gets mistreated and ends up, passing on. Never has happened in a Backyard Wrestling Academy. And I just think it's atrocious, and it's never happened in Backyard Wrestling Academy. And if you're considering being a wrestler, then you should come to Backyard Wrestling Academy, because we've never had students pass away or disappear and go missing. And we know nothing about that one student. Isn't that right, Skeeter?
That happened during a match. That wasn't training.
Okay. Well, stop the recording, Skeeter. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if you remember this, but we also had a student that tragically passed away a couple years back, and we just struck it up that he never came to class. He went missing. And he is in the same place that the Junkyard Frog is. But we don't need to talk.
Are you talking about Barry Snorowitz, the guy who used to fall asleep all the time?
Barry Snorowitz, yes.
You said he went to the farm.
He did, Skeeter. He went to the farm. The farm that, only I know where it is. And, that's why I've lightened up slightly on Chair Shot Day.
Can we go visit Barry Snorowitz on the farm?
No. Because he's happy by himself and he doesn't want anybody to come visit him, okay?
Really? I thought he'd like to see all of his friends again.
He told me strictly that he doesn't want any visitors and he's living a very fruitful, nice life at the farm and to never tell anybody where it is, never mention him publicly and, just keep telling his friends and family that he's missing. And if he turns up, then, that just say that you'll say something. But, until then, he's just missing. Okay, Skeeter? This is what he wants.
Okay. I miss him.
Let's start the podcast again and don't mention anything of this. Don't do your typical shit of saying it after we start the recording again, because then that's just more work for you. You're going to have to take that part out too. 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3. I know that everything's fine and we are good and everyone we love and miss is at the farm and all our condolences to Prang Ong's family. Enzo Amore says, Big Cass is 7 foot tall and you cannot teach that. Well, in February 2015, Khali opened his own wrestling school in Punjab, Continental Wrestling Entertainment, and it looks like you can teach that. Marky Xtreme, can you teach me to be 7 foot talls?
I know some exercises that can make people taller. One of which is our, traditional thing that I used to do before this episode. So my perspective about big and tall is changing. But we would, one of our days of the week at Backyard Wrestling Academy for all the short bitches would be to, tie them up to a tree and hang them upside down so they stretch out the whole class. And over time, you get taller. It's just science.
I want to sign up for that.
I mean, you're already fucking weirdly big. You don't need to be bigger.
I could be taller.
Okay, fine. I'll hang you up.
Toll ride.
Fuck you. Actually, you know what? Great. I'm so happy you do Toll Ride, Skeeter. I love it. It's the cutest segment. It's so fun. Everybody looks forward to it. It's what everybody tunes in for.
You think so?
Totally, Skeeter. Keep doing it. I love it.
I would think everybody's tuning in to hear Marky Xtreme, the champ, talk about all these.
Oh, no. People tune into this podcast every Friday because they want to hear you crack open a fucking can.
Is that for real?
No. I'm being sarcastic, you dumb bitch.
Did you just lie?
No, because then I told you I was lying. So then that means I'm telling the truth.
Oh, okay. Whew, I thought, Pinocchio. I was worried.
Stop saying that.
Well, this has been a great episode, and I think Great Khali's even greater, having talked about him so much, and one of the greatest big men of all time. Do you think so too, Marky Xtreme?
No. My perspective on him and a lot of big guys has really changed, and it's crushed me because Kevin Nash, Too Sweet for Life, NWO, deep diving into him. Yeah, he's cool and he's big, but that's it. And I gotta start assessing my future and getting shortening surgery.
Well, thank you to Dragon Wagon Radio, where you can listen to other shows like Elaborate, real talk and conversation with artists from all walks of life, finding common ground in the shared human experience and exploring what makes us all who we are. It's not therapy, but it's therapeutic. Do you ever listen to that show? There's a lot of comedy people that go on there and talk about stuff.
Yeah, I don't like comedy. I don't like things that make a joke of any business or my business.
Even an episode, some guy called Shane Hartline.
This guy sounds like a fucking pussy ass bitch.
And check out patreon.com/OYM show, where you can get video and podcast episodes 2 days early before they release for everybody else. You get access to Extreme watch-alongs where Marky Extreme and I watch the best wrestling matches together, exclusive shirts, the replica BWE Championship, and more. In closing, the Great Khali was deservedly inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Marky Extreme, what was your favorite part of his speech?
I don't remember or couldn't understand much of it. And that's not to be insensitive. It's just, people with accents, fuck. This is a slippery slope. I'm going to get canceled if I continue. My favorite part of his speech was when he thanked the people that meant the most to him.
And you mean the most to me, Marky Extreme, so I thank you.
Suck my dick.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. It's been a great episode. We're going to be back with a brand new one next week. Until then, we'll have a extreme week. Bye-bye.
Dragon Wagon.